Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon and also a warm welcome to what is now turning out into a pretty decent start between Boudh and Jharsuguda. We had an early glitch to take care of in the game, and that was a technical glitch that has been taken care of at the capital ground as another quarter-final between Boudh and Jharsuguda is underway at the Capital One ground. Just to give you all a quick heads up, the team that is attacking all the way from the left to the right are the men in blue and black, both, wherein the team defending on your screen from the right to the left in their signature blue and white is Jharsuguda. And we are back in the game again. Now, I reckon there's a goal that was scored. Again, it's due to the technical glitches that we're struggling at the moment. But what exactly happened, that is something that we'll probably have to try and figure out. There's a goal for sure. So, Jharsuguda has got themselves ahead in the game. And it's just the 15th minute wherein Boudh is chasing all the way from the right. That's a brilliant piece of work, but couldn't really keep the ball under control. It goes out of bounds. So, yes, once again, quickly introducing you to the sides. The team attacking on your screen from the left to the right in the signature blue and black is Boudh, wherein the team attacking on the screen from the right to the left in their signature blue and whites, Jharsuguda. And Jharsuguda has already secured a 1-0 lead. You're back in the game again. I reckon there has been some incessant issues that is now being addressed slowly and yet steadily. And here's a corner for Jharsuguda. An attempt for them to try and extend their lead. The corner floats into the box, and it's fallen at the feet of Jharsuguda, who goes for another long ranger, but this time was nowhere near the goal as it sailed over by leaps and bounds across the woodwork. So 19 minutes on the clock. It's 1-0 still in favor of Jharsuguda, and they seem to be in control of the game at the moment. Now, a few quick stat parts for you, a stat, or you can call them stat bits. Jharsuguda has so far arrived in this game with 2 victories in the tournament, and they came in the group stages, 1 draw as well. But the quarterfinals haven't really been kind to them. They've played 2 quarterfinals so far and lost both of them until now. And Boudh has somewhat of a similar record: 5 matches, 2 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses. And both of them, both these losses have arrived in the quarterfinal stages. Jharsuguda started their campaign. Now we'll get back to that. We'll quickly show you the team comparison until this extent. Boudh 5 matches, Jharsuguda 5 matches as well. 13 goals for Boudh, 8 for Jharsuguda, 7 points each for both sides. 2 victories, 2 defeats, and a draw each. In terms of clean sheet, however, Boudh has their noses ahead as they have managed to produce 1 clean sheet, while Jharsuguda, they have been pretty leaky throughout the tournament. And now a free kick here in favor of Jharsuguda here. Boudh in pursuit, but they'll have to do better than that. And as I was mentioning about the advances until now, Boudh, they have been phenomenal in the group stages. They started with a 3-2 victory, with a 3-2 thrilling win over Angul, and then had the spoiled share in a 2-all draw against Jagat Singhpur, and then thrashed Balasore by 6-0. But ever since they have arrived in the quarterfinal stages, things have gone really downtown for them. They have suffered the loss against Sundargarh, where they were beaten by 1-4, and then Bargar toyed with them in another 6-1 humiliation. For Jharsuguda, their group stages were phenomenal. They went on to win 2-1 against Balangir, 3-1 against Mayurbhanj, and 1-all against PPT. That was a draw for sure. But then against Bargar, they went down fighting in phenomenal manner. 2 goals they scored, and Bargar, on the contrary, albeit a topsy-turvy encounter, it was Bargar who would secure the bragging rights of the game with a late strike. And then Sundargarh produced a 2-0 win against Jharsuguda to leave them teetering around. And then here's a quick fact so far as well. Jharsuguda has scored a goal every 56 minutes of the game, as per the average of the tournament goes, wherein Boudh, they have scored every 35 minutes of the game. But as things stand in the first 23 minutes, it is Jharsuguda who has secured the early lead and still comes knocking on the doors over and over again. But Boudh also is trying to showcase their intent as much as they can. And once again, the internet has been quite a concern out there, and we're just trying to fix it off. And as a result, the game has started and stopped. And we're now slightly getting back in the game. And eventually, it's Boudh who sends the ball downtown. Now, this can be a golden opportunity, but the flag was up. And another downtown goal kick sent downtown. Booth is definitely dictating the possession for sure. They're also trying to get themselves in pursuit of what seems like to be that equalizer. But again, Jharsuguda, they have been pretty well balanced in terms of their defense. There's another corner for Jharsuguda. Another chance for them to try and sneak in a second goal. And the corner's floated in, but eventually it doesn't really bear fruit. And it's a water break that has now been given. And the game restarts again. And now Boudh, ferocious, in order to try and regain the possession. Again, it's not going to be easy for sure. And the ball stays with Jharsuguda. Plays it back to his own defense. Sends it down the right. And decent collection there. The ball stays with Jharsuguda. And a bit of a push and tug. The referee awaits at the far pole. And Boudh eventually manages to reclaim possession for themselves. And another long ball coming in. There's Jharsuguda trying to use the central channel, but not for long. A bit of a push there. Jharsuguda manages to regain possession. And now they break free from the left. Looking around for an opportunity and a cross. But Boudh quick there to put in a staunch block as they deny Jharsuguda from a free sailing ingression into their own half, or rather into their own D box. That usually heralds the mounting signs of danger. However, a corner nonetheless, a chance nonetheless, and a set piece at the end of it all. And it floats into the box. Another chance here, but the goalkeeper of Boudh was quick to react, get out of his possession and quickly collect it without any real ado whatsoever. This is a great chance for Boudh to try and equalize. A bit of a tumble there, players arriving. But that is probably one of the most selfish acts I've ever seen in the game. What should have been an assured goal only if he'd have passed the ball onto the far right. With the entire goalkeeping at his feet, he wanted to go for glory himself and has cost his team what could have been the equalizer of the day. And as stats go, Boudh is likely to score a goal in every 35 minutes. And the corner comes floating in. Boudh will be at the receiving end of it. Not in the exact fashion that they would have wanted, but at the end of it nonetheless. They'll need help, and help has arrived. They'll keep the possession alive in their favor. They do not seem composed and eventually submit the possession back at the feet of Jharsuguda. And Jharsuguda does an excellent job of shirking past the attacker. And now another long ball. Well received. And now after a consistent tussle there between the defender and the attacker, and the ball's gone out, or rather has gone down to Boudh without breaking. This has been a pretty rip-roaring encounter Both the teams building high on their momentum, both the teams pushing as fast as they can in order to try and clamp down their opposition. Jharsuguda, they have been a lot more comfortable on the ball. Boudh, on the contrary, they have depended on those fragmented bursts of brilliance when the ball have been sent shrieking downtown with the hope that one of their marksmen would latch onto it. And now Jharsuguda trying to rely on deliveries that would be isolated, and another long ball sent forward. Boudh on the chase. Sensible, very sensible football from the Jharsuguda defender. Could have been real trouble if they would have reached it at the end of it all. And now Jharsuguda comes knocking on the doors again. That's another defense-splitting pass. I reckon that's slightly overpowered as well. And before Jharsuguda could have laid claim to it, Boudh was quick to recover. And now Boudh wants a pass of their own. They will need a lot more men forward. The flag's already up. It was a very tight call, a 50-50 call, to be honest. Now, usually in situations like this, you entirely have to depend on what the linesman will have to say. We don't have a VAR to check. So at the end of it all, the final call will be made by the linesman. And now Jharsuguda with the ball sends another long ball forward. A bit of a Hail Mary approach there, but that won't really work unless you have someone who's convicted of the fact that once the ball's at their feet, they can try and put it back into the back of the net. Boudh still looking for a few options. Now the game's getting slightly scrappy out in the center, lack of creativity, creating all those blunt passes where most of the passes are heading over to your opposition instead of your own players. That won't really be causing any shadow of doubts in your opposition's mind. So, as expected, you will have to try and build something a lot more significant. Yeah, that's an impeccable delivery, but then again, it was not well directed. It went out of bounds, imparting a throw in favor of Boudh. Now Boudh's on the ball. He sends it forward. Pretty short pass now. Another short pass knitted together. Jharsuguda, they have space and leeway. They have help as well. Long Ranger comes screaming in. And this has been, to be honest, a bit of a recurrent motive in both the teams' approach. They have had help on the sides, but somehow they have believed that the help is null and void. The help is redundant as they won't be able to finish. They went for the shots all by themselves, and that is what has kept the number of goals down to just a solitary strike that has Jharsuguda leading for the time being. And Boudh in chase with the ball. It's well collected there. No real pressure. I reckon that was completely misjudged. And to be honest, if nobody understood what exactly happened, maybe Boudh could have just tried to come fast with a quick throw and test their opposition. But I reckon there's a player down or something, because otherwise I have not seen such a pass, like such a selfless pass where you help your opposition with that consummate ease. Obviously, it'll hurt your brains for sure. Like, why am I doing this? But then again, that's probably the game. It's a goal kick now in favor of Jharsuguda. It hasn't been one of those most eventful first halves that we have usually witnessed. Things have been slightly scrappy at times, and things have been slightly haywire as well. At times, both the sides have looked extraordinary, and then there have been occasions where both the teams have somehow faltered under the easiest of circumstances. Yeah, another constant tussle for the ball. It has been won over by Boudh, and then the ball has been just deposited at the opposition's feet as if there was a gift on offer. It's almost a suicidal pass, if we may say that. Jharsuguda, they have the possession. And a quickly intervention there, but that's $1 million pass. This can be a significant result. Well, it was only if the goal that was placed out there at the other end would have been considered. A change coming in for Jharsuguda, mainly due to an injury, most likely. But what we just witnessed, it was a goal at the far post, which was eventually deemed null and void because eventually, going by the bands at the ground, the ball has gone out of play. The goalkeeper was out of his line. The player needed to have his calm. Ideally, a 1v1 may look easy, but unless you have your composure of finishing, 1v1 is a 50-50 chance. So like the way your goalkeeper hasn't got 50% covered, similarly you haven't got 50% covered as well. And the goalkeeper, to be honest, did an exactly good job there because he was out of his post pretty quickly in order to try and prune down the angle. Now that's a substitution confirmation for Jharsuguda. Bharat Oram has walked into the center. Manus Oram has got out. Final 4 minutes. The first half's regulation time is coming out. Boudh with the ball now. And they go for a long ranger. But once again, another misdirected, rudderless long ranger that would result in a goal kick in favor of Boudh. Now Jharsuguda looking around for some space, looking around for option, but Boudh was quick to react again, puts in a crucial intervention, claims the ball for themselves. Simple passes being knitted together. And that's another lovely ball. Boudh keeps possession, plays together a fine lateral pass. Can be menacing here, but straight down the gauntlet of the goalkeeper. No real threat, no real significant shift in the balances of the game. 43 minutes. As things stand, Jharsuguda still has a 1-goal cushion for themselves, a very slender one that can be snuffed out at any point in time. But Boudh will need to show a lot more composure, a lot more belief and faith if they have to try and stall the ingressions of Jharsuguda. That's another lateral pass. Boudh keeps the possession with themselves, and eventually, once again, as soon as they were subjected to pressure, they gave it away in the flash of an eye. Jharsuguda's desperation creeping in. They're unable to keep the ball in check. The ball keeps on bouncing around. And that's a brilliant back flick. But once again, back flick that was unaware of the players around them. That's a lovely ball. Here they come forward, knocking on the doors again. And it'll eventually roll out of bounds, or rather fly out of it. And it's going to be another goal kick for Jharsuguda as we near the end of the first half. This has been an exciting encounter. An encounter that probably didn't really have those incisive aggressions in the goal, but it promised a lot more than that. 1 minute of additional time has been given. That's another lovely ball, but the flag's up. So the quality of the ball will only matter when you time your run to perfection. As it's a 1 minute added time, I reckon Jharsuguda may try and send the ball downtown in the opposition third, in the opposition attacking third, or rather the final third. Try and sneak out a goal if they can. You never know what happens. And that's a brilliant work. Shot comes sizzling in, chance and goal. Just while we were talking about what can happen, it has happened in the edge, or rather on the edge of the first half. Poor goalkeeping pays the price. A long ball knitted together in the stride of the Jharsuguda player. A sizzling effort driven low, saved by the goalkeeper but not collected well as it was patted away. And a simple tap in as the ball knocked the back of the net to send Jharsuguda 2-0 up just at the edge of the half time. And that's the end of the first half. And Boudh probably mentally shattered right now after what has unfurled in the dying embers of the first half. And that was a crackling strike indeed. First half comes to an end. Jharsuguda 2, Boudh 0. It seems that their quarter-final woes continue, and probably with this defeat, if they are unable to turn it around in the second half, they will have to take a long walk back home. That's all from the first half, ladies and gentlemen. We'll now try and give you a glimpse of what unfurled here in terms of the stats. I will give you a better idea of how the game was directed and how it went forward. Or rather, we'll probably now slip into a short breather. We'll return to the stats really the end of the day. That's all from here, ladies and gentlemen, in the first half. We'll return shortly with the second. And as things stand, Jharsuguda has a 2-0 lead against Boudh. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the second half of the game. What has so far been an exciting contest and entertaining affair between Boudh and Jharsuguda has eventually bore the results of a 2-0 first half. It was Jharsuguda who secured an early lead in the first half, following which they would go on to score in the dying embers of that opening 45 minutes, eventually putting a halt to the juggernaut of Boudh. And Boudh completely shattered in terms of scoring goals or probably conceding one right in the dying embers of the first half. So very crucial minutes. So yes, another long ball sent forward. Another opportunity for Jharsuguda. That's a brilliant pass. Sends in as a center, but then again there was no one. I reckon a direct shot would have been a much better option instead of sending it as a lateral cross. Great chance for Jharsuguda to try and triple their lead, put the game beyond all possible recognition. Both trying to find their way through a maze of the Jharsuguda players. And at the moment, it just doesn't seem like that they will make any headway. Another opportunity for Jharsuguda. They fight desperately to keep the possession in their favor, but somehow it will not be seeing the light of the day. Jharsuguda on the ball again. Sends another forward delivery. Both back in control of the ball. Another chance for Boudh to try and get their first goal. They were darting forward with all possible hope that they can get the ball into the back of the net. Unfortunate, however. They couldn't really find the desired space in order to sneak in their first goal. Another lovely ball that was being knitted together, but not too much results there. Jharsuguda trying to burst down from that right wing, keeps the ball in control. Once again, crucial intervention there from Boudh. Takes the ball away from their opposition. Continues to knock the ball around. And it eventually gets out of play. And the corner comes floating in. Eludes every single head out there, and eventually a resultant shot comes sizzling in, but that was nowhere close to the goal as it sails over. We are about to enter the 50th minute of the game, and as things stand, it's still 2-0 in favor of Jharsuguda. Now Boudh, once again, good run on the left, but the pass was nowhere where they would have wanted it when eventually they will take it out of play, handing over a throw in favor. I reckon a free kick has been actually given to Boudh, and it's also from a pretty critical juncture. So this can definitely be a game turner if they manage to get the ball in. Jersey number 9 for Boudh, the chance. What a phenomenal free kick! And the danger still not over. The ball's gone into the back of the net. Boudh has halved the areas, and now they are just a goal shy of making a turnaround. This is all-round brilliance at its most flamboyant best. A phenomenal free kick, an equally brilliant save, an acrobatic effort, and eventually headed home with the defenders standing as mere spectators. Boudh is right back in the game, and now all they need is just another goal that would equalize the game and bring this contest alive. Can Jharsuguda try and stall that and score a goal of their own? Boudh will now also have to defend with similar passion, because Jharsuguda is a high-firing unit. It's not easy to keep them reticent for a longer point in time. And as I was talking about trying to reclaim possession, you can see that Jharsuguda can do that very well. Here's the confirmation of the change. Amit Nayak has come in, while Subrat Nayak is the man who went out for Boudh. This is going to be an absolutely brilliant game, to be honest. Here's a free kick, however, for Jharsuguda, and also from a pretty decent juncture, not really far away from goal. Sends it floating into the box. Oh, it's all happening. Drama everywhere at the Capitol ground. Another cross comes fizzling in this time. Smacks the side netting. What would probably have happened right now? Almost on the cusp of re-establishing their two-goal cushion. Just in the nick of time. Both there, and rather Jharsuguda, and Jharsuguda is knocking on the doors again. Great pass. Looking around and a sizzling effort. But it goes out of play. And now Jharsuguda and Boudh just knocking it around with the intent of definitely breaking forward, but not many of them have actually managed to crack open the chances. There's a player down. They need some extra assistance for sure. It's a long free kick right from the halfway mark. Taken, no real danger or no real threat out there. There is a bit of a tempers flaring. I reckon Boudh is slightly frustrated. A bit of wild swing at the legs. The referee quickly rushing out to the centre. Not the kind of sights that you usually expect. And there's a player down as well. Just what you would not like to see. It's a good game so far. And the card will be coming out. Question is, what shall be the color? Because there was a clear swing at the boots. Not something that you usually would like to see. Most likely it's a yellow card. And a free kick to Jharsuguda has been giving out there. The arguments still continue. And the free kick is floated into the box. An emasculated header. And eventually Boudh clears away the danger lines. Jharsuguda comes knocking on the doors again. Another lovely ball sent forward. Boudh somehow manages to keep it away. Good defending, to be honest, from Boudh. This is turning into a cracker. And now that is some ninja technique to keep the ball away. Literally in the form and the shape of a ninja, leaping over, snatching the ball back from the opposition. Now that's another impeccable delivery, but it's straight into the gauntlet of the goalkeeper. Straight to the goalkeeper. Keep it under control, wait for the opposition to arrive. And there you go. Boudh has been completely repressed so far. Fail to come knocking on the doors again and again and again. Jharsuguda, they have been absolutely rampaging through the likes of Boudh in recent times. Tempers are flaring, the game's getting slightly physical. We are about to enter the 60th minute of the game. There's another chance. The Jharsuguda trying desperately to get across in. Unfortunate, however. Corner, nonetheless. Jharsuguda. And the corner comes floating in. The goalkeeper darts out of his line to palm it away to safety. It's time for Boudh once again to try and build from the back. The question is, can they do that? Because Jharsuguda has been pretty rampant in terms of snatching the ball away. Boudh comes knocking on the doors. They'll have a chase at their hand, but Jharsuguda will take care of it without any real challenge. It's a throw in favor of Boudh now. They have managed to sneak in that first goal that has re-enlivened their hopes, re-infused them with energy and belief. So the chances are still very much there that they manage to turn things around. Corner kick in favor of Boudh. Whips that corner. Once again, he'll have to take it for a second time because it was traded for a second corner. This has been a rip-roaring encounter until now. Another corner. Another chance for Boudh to try and restore parity. close set in, but this time the goalkeeper was quick to lay claim to the same. Another chance, a bit of a knock there. Three minutes. It's a beautiful game so far. There's a player down who will probably have to get back up on his feet. Took a knock, but it's good to see that he's back up again. And here's a confirmation of a substitution there for Jharsuguda. Kesan Mukrao has came in while Kana Boy has gone out. Pretty rip-roaring encounters so far, particularly with that second goal coming in. And now, quite a significant leap there. This can be a chance. The ball's fallen at the feet of Boudh, but then again, it didn't really get past the opposition. There's a chance again. Both still keeps on knocking on the doors, but they'll need to be slightly more precise and incisive when it comes to latching with the celebrities. And this can be a serious knock there. He seems to be contorting in agony. This is a free kick from a pretty dangerous juncture. It can turn the game around in favor of both. Can they restore parity here? Only time shall reveal. It is going to be jersey number 9 for both in order to try and pump in what is going to be a very crucial free kick. Do they have what it takes to secure an equalizer? Pass fluttering out there. And here comes the free kick. Oh, it's a phenomenal save as well from Jharsuguda. Desperately sticking around. Absolutely brilliant, brilliant save. There's a corner. Danger still not over, but the referee has blown his whistle as another player's gone down. But what a cracker of a free kick that was. It's going to be a goal kick now in favour of Jharsuguda, who had a great game until now. Now Jharsuguda comes knocking on the doors again. They have been slightly repressed by the incessant aggressive aggressions of Boudh, at least in the second half. Here's another chance, trying to knock on the doors. Seems that Boudh has somehow managed to find their footing. Come knocking on the doors again. Can they break free? No, they can't. In fact, on the contrary, Jharsuguda has a better looking chance at the far end and will probably. Well, there was a push. And a free kick has been given in favour of Jharsuguda. The linesman explaining that what exactly went wrong there and why was the free kick given. Rather, I believe it's a free kick in favour of Boudh only and not Jharsuguda. Yes, it's a free kick in favour of Boudh. It's a bit of the temper is still blowing around more than the players would want, more than the referee would want. This has been a decent game until now. Let's not lose the tempers like that because at the end of it all, what would matter is that they maintain their composure. A cross comes flowing in from the right for Jharsuguda, but taken care of by Boudh. And this is another fine run for Boudh. They wanted to control the ball. This could have been some serious danger if he could have controlled the ball. But unfortunate. Now Jharsuguda comes knocking on the doors. They are starting to increase the intensity of the knock, the frequency as well. Another brilliant pass, another golden chance shot, and it goes out. Just dragged wide. The final nail in the coffin for Boudh if that would have gone in. What an absolute cracker there. But Boudh survives. And they also score that equalizer. Despite his turning out into a whodunit classic, probably penned by Alfred Hitchcock himself behind the lens. You would never know. But what a game, another chance! The danger still not over, and eventually a thumping corner kick, or rather trading it away for a corner, is what will keep. Rather, it was a goal kick, so the last touch came from the Jharsuguda player. Jharsuguda once again from the right. This couldn't be a. Oh, this can be a serious offense, and the penalty can be quite significant. I reckon the card will obviously come out once again because it was a clear opportunity. There was no one stopping him. And that is a nasty, nasty injury, to be honest. We'll have to see what exactly unfolded. But that wasn't the best of tackles that you would want in your team. I reckon it's an injury in the knee that has been taken care of. So, yes, we'll try and wait for the player to be back on his feet. Not the best of feelings. So, yes, a free kick here for Jharsuguda. And a free kick from a pretty decent juncture. A chance for Jharsuguda to try and sneak themselves ahead. Whips the free kick. Crucial save. Denies Jharsuguda again. This could have been another crackling result. And Deepak Ranjan Sahu is the man who came in place of Sameer Patel. And another chance this time, a bit of a confusion, but it goes out of play. Great opportunities continue to knock on the doors. And equally brilliant saves continue to be produced. Chances goes begging. Easy chances not being converted. And a bit of a push there from the back, but I reckon that was very much within the bounds. Going to be another goal kick now in favor of uh, Jharsuguda. They're still leading this game. They are doing a pretty decent job. Another brilliant ball. Boudh struggling to keep it away. Eventually manages to clear their danger lines. Jharsuguda at the far end of it. Without any real challenge. They send the ball forward. Brilliantly received. That's a picture perfect delivery. Jharsuguda still standing in the way of Boudh. And eventually a free kick given in favor of Jharsuguda. A lot of stoppages are now being seen in the game. There's taking a tumble. Another fine delivery there. Both has managed to receive the possession in their favor. Sends a long ranger, nowhere close to the goal. Won't trouble the goalkeeper under any circumstances. And now the ball stays with both and they'll clear away their danger lines. It's going to be a corner now in favor of Both. Another chance for them to try and at least equalize. An opportunity. At this time, however, they knocks the side netting there and it will be another good kick. Another chance, but there again, no real threat to be honest. Chances will be there, but at the end of it, you need to score as well. Otherwise, it would not bear any decent fruit. And now Jharsuguda comes knocking on the doors from the right, keeps the ball in the hunt, and it eventually rolls out. It's been a pretty tight contest, a pretty solid contest indeed. And the thrill is right through the roof. Jharsuguda from the right sends in another lucrative cross, but it eludes everyone at the end of the day. This is going to be a throw in now. And Jharsuguda sends another cross from the left. 83 minutes on the clock, shooting range available, but then the shot was all over the place. No threat whatsoever. The ball's back there to Boudh right now, and it goes out of play. It's going to be a throw in favor of Boudh now. Sends it quickly. Jharsuguda trying desperately to keep it away from Boudh and eventually successful. But the ball's fallen back at the feet of Boudh. Goes for the shot. What a cracker! That's the equalizer, ladies and gentlemen. And Boudh has restored parity at Capital One ground in sizzling fashion. Impeccable strike right beyond the stretched arms of the goalkeeper. It's as good as a hit as you will ever see. Absolutely phenomenal from Boudh. And just 5 minutes ahead of regulation time, Boudh has managed to restore parity against Jharsuguda with $1 million strike, leaving the opposition in absolute heartbreak. What a turnaround of affairs! And now a long ranger comes floating in from Jharsuguda, but it's nowhere close to finish things off. The game's far from over. Shot! What a goal! How the tables have turned, and Jharsuguda has restored their lead in the span of a minute. What a crackling encounter are we witnessing at the Capital ground? That's a rocket strike. The goalkeeper was completely out of his position. And Jharsuguda, what a smile they have on their face. They know that this is Stardust. This is thrill at its finest. This is absolute brilliance in the making. What a turnaround once again. Do we have further drama? If we do, prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, for the flights about to take off. Buckle your seat belts or whatsoever safety measures you have. If you want an aid, if you want a medicine in order to keep your heart in check, you should be going ahead and getting it up right away, because we are now entering the final 4 minutes of regulation time. Another chance for Boudh and Jharsuguda. They have managed to keep the ball away. This game is witnessing some serious heat. And it eventually rolls out of play again. 3 minutes regulation time. What an absolute beauty of a game indeed. It's still not done there. Another long ball sent forward. Jharsuguda keeps on chasing. And why not? It's been a really entertaining battle at the Capital ground. The Two teams who have managed to hang around till those dying embers. What a magical turnaround of affairs there. Can both get a late equalizer? Yeah, that's a sizzling ball. The goalkeeper is quickly out of his line. Eventually sends it across to trade it away for the throw. Jharsuguda comes on the doors again. Sends it towards the far left. Desperate struggle. Ball stays with Jharsuguda. Do we have another strike? You never know the way the game has just changed. The way the game has tiptoed its way to what now seems to be an absolute masterclass of drama and thrill. Anything can happen. Absolutely anything can happen. Now Jharsuguda still comes around, knocking on the doors over and over again. And they find an outlet. But Boudh somehow has a much better position, has a much better chance. Sends in another crackling cross. Straight into the gauntlet of the goalkeeper. 3 minutes of additional time has been awarded. This game is going to go down the wire. This game is going to take everyone along with it. What an absolute thriller here at the Capital Ground between Boudh and Jharsuguda. Boudh still trying to drive forward, keeping the possession at their feet. Jharsuguda persistent that they'll snatch it away. Crucial intervention from Jharsuguda, trying to keep the ball away from Boudh. And the throw in now in favor of Jharsuguda. Now the hunt. The ball continues. Another free kick now in favor of Boudh. And the game still change. Is there a late twist? Well, Boudh now has the possession. Jharsuguda relentlessly fighting for it. Their goalkeeper coming to the deliverance. They are asking whether there should be a foul or not. But apparently it looks pretty clean. 92 minutes. And it's another long ball being sent. Final 45 seconds of the game coming up. Both trying to build everything they can, but Jharsuguda, it seems that they are in firm control of the game. Yeah, that's poorly controlled. What a game. An absolute thriller out here at the Capital Ground. Another player of Jharsuguda is down and out. Well, you can understand the mood out there in the camp. They have tried really hard and they have knocked on the doors extremely frequently. And the game restarts. And that is the end of the contest. A phenomenal encounter of two tremendous teams fighting it out till the dying ember. Eventually comes to an end. 3-2. Jharsuguda eventually walking away with the bragging right. Their first win in the quarterfinals of the Sahani Cup 2023. And that is all, ladies and gentlemen. A phenomenal win there for Jharsuguda. 3-2 against Boudh after a cracking change. Some late drama. And most importantly, some intense action. And that's all. That's official confirmation. Boudh 2, Jharsuguda 3. I'll now try and show you what's coming up tomorrow. And it is a game between Kandhamal and Rourkela Steel Plant at the Capital Ground, live from 3:45 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, no matter whatever are your plans, do not forget to sign in to the official YouTube channel of Sports KPI, as another crackerjack contest will be live from the Capital Ground between Kandhamal and Rourkela Steel Plant. That's all from today. This is your commentator Rohit signing off. It was an absolute pleasure joining with you all. We'll meet again tomorrow as another quarterfinal is all set. Thank you everyone for joining in. Stay safe. Take care.